XCR 375 H&H Mag here, and tonight I'm doing this video as a follow-up to the Prepared Minds video, SHTF Prepper EMP False Flag Follow-up. And to begin with, I'd like to say it's a very interesting topic that he's pointed out. What if this 777 has landed in Kyrgyzstan or one of those other stand countries, or even at Diego Garcia in the middle of the Indian Ocean, which happens to be a major U.S. military base out there. So what if it landed there? That particular airplane, the 777, can reach pretty much anywhere around the world once it's completely refueled. It has approximately a 15 to 18 hour flight time, depending on what model it is. So let's just take the situation where what if they fly this plane over into Russia and detonate an EMP pulse over Moscow, for example? Well, Russia is a huge, gigantic country. It's different in many ways from the United States. If you look at the map of the world at night, you'll see Russia's cities highlighted, and you'll just see exactly how far apart these cities are compared to our cities. You will see, for example, in the United States, East Coast and West Coast is lit up like you wouldn't believe, and you'll also see that Europe is lit up like you wouldn't believe. In Russia, you'll just see the cities lit up, and for the most part, the country's pretty darn dark. And another issue is their power grids are not connected to each other. Okay? St. Petersburg's power grid is not connected to Moscow's power grid. They're not interconnected. So if an EMP goes off, highly unlikely that they will have a cascading effect like here in the United States if an EMP pulse is detonated. So you ask, how do I know this? Well, my in-laws are Russian. So my wife is Russian, and I have asked her lots of questions about this, and I have done my research on it too. That's why it's taken me a few days to respond back, and I'm doing a video response. And also, the majority of Russians have little villages or villas outside the city. So they are more inclined and used to having to grow their own food in the spring, harvest during summer and fall, can it and jar it, and take it back into the cities. So, two totally different cultures. They have the just-in-time system there too, but it's not as developed. So, the Russians are, I would have to say, a little more prepared for this type of stuff. Power does go out over there at times, during the winter. I mean, it's not fun, but they're used to it. Here in the United States, we've relied heavily upon our technology and our just-in-time systems. Over there, they really don't have the just-in-time systems. They have an older technology. Their power grid's not intertwined and connected to each other and everything, like it is here in the United States. They grow their own food. They can it, they jar it, they store it, they keep cords of wood on hand. So, I don't know. I think if an EMP went off over in Russia, it's not going to be such of a big effect to them because their power grids are not connected. I mean, you look at Russia on a map, and you could probably fit maybe 2 United States inside of Russia. And like my wife said to me the other night, the cities have their own power grids and have their own power plants. They're not interconnected, and they're surely hell is not running wires all the way across the country through forests and stuff because it's not needed. Nobody lives there. And the people that do live there, they're already living off the land. They're making their own food. They have their own basic knowledge of what's edible in the woods, what mushrooms, what mosses and grasses and roots and stuff are edible, can be eaten. So we've lost a lot of that knowledge here in the United States. So an EMP that hits here in the United States, I can pretty much say if it's detonated in the right place, you will have a cascading effect in the power grid, just because it'll be overloaded. The Russian power grid, yeah, you detonate over Moscow, yeah, Moscow's out. But the rest of the country is probably will not be affected very much. St. Petersburg will still be up. Volgograd will still be up. Cities in the east and the cities in the west will still be running. It'll be isolated. So, I don't know. I'm just going to talk about Russia because that's what I can talk about and that's what I know. Whereas I don't know much about the Chinese power grid, but even their people are more of the farming and stuff, and are starting to move into these big urban areas. So, but back to Russia. So, I really don't think they would fly the 777 with an EMP into Russia, just because it would not have the desired effect of it flying over the United States and doing a detonation of an EMP weapon, because our power grid's taxed, overburdened as is, and it wouldn't take much to cause it to cascade and give us big problems. So, if you have further questions, just go ahead and PM me and I'll answer them the best I can. But I've looked into this, and like I said, Russia is just so dang huge that they're spread out and their grids are not connected. So, XCR 375 H&H Mag signing off. Thank you.